I'm going to show you and tell you about our product line around 3M hand masking system. This is an exciting product line that saves a lot of time and a lot of money for the professional painter, the professional contractor, as well as the DIYer, the homeowner. First tool I want to show you within the portfolio and the product line is going to be our M3000 3M hand masker. This is a tool that's going to combine masking tape or painter's tape with our films and papers and plastics to really turn a 2 or 3 person job into a 1 person job. And first of all, I'm going to show you how to assemble this. So it's going to be the M3000 tool. We're going to have the straight cut blade, which is right here. And the way you put that on there is, this is going to have measurements of the width of the tape that you're going to use. So you first of all need to determine what width of the tape you're going to use. You find that hole, and that's going to go onto this little pinpoint right here. And the way I do that, I'm going to be using 36 millimeter tape. So I line up with 36 millimeter tape, put this bridge right in this curve of the blade, and then I kind of lock it on my hip and I push up, and you hear that click, and now that blade's nice and engaged with that. Next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to take our film, and I'm going to use our 3M hand masker advanced masking film here, and I'm going to put that on this spool right here, and I want to make sure that I bottom that out all the way. This portion right here is what we refer to as our straight cut blade, and this is a stabilizer bar that keeps the film from bouncing around. If the film bounces around a little bit, you get a wavy cut at the end, and you may have to use multiple widths of tape to mask that down. So you simply slide this up this rail, and it's going to go into the bottom of the film. Again, it's nice and stable. It's going to give you a nice straight cut. The last portion of it is that you want to put the tape onto the hub here, and I'm using our 2090 Scotch Blue Original Painter's tape here. Put that on the hub. Again, bottom that out. And there's going to be a tape path right here. So you follow the tape path, and it's going to go underneath this little pivot point, and you're going to adhere that to the film or the plastic or the paper. And we always pull off a little bit and get that going. And the way you want to cut that is you want to pull this off with your left hand. This is a right hand tool only, and this blade guard here needs to bend back to expose the blades. And those blades are very, very sharp. And you just simply roll your hand all the way through. And once you start and have committed, you have to go all the way through. So now I'm going to show you how to actually put this on the wall. This could be a window trim. This could be door. This could be patio door. A number of things that you want to give large surface protection to. So you simply start on the left-hand side. You work your way across. And adhere the tape as you go along. So when I get to the end here, I'm actually going to pull this out a little bit and hold the film with my finger and thumb, and I'm going to give it that rolling action with the hand masker. So I get to the end, pull this out, and I hold this, and you simply roll and cut it. And then this film is this is our advanced masking film. This is going to drop down. At that point, you would just simply drop this film down. It's going to unfold. In this particular case, it's our 72 inch. So this would unfold 6 feet, 72 inches. Then you would tape the edges along your window trim or your door trim. So when you're done with the tool, you may need to disassemble it. Possibly you're changing out films or plastic, different rolls of tape. The way you want to take this apart is you're going to disengage the straight cut blade portion of it. You're going to tear off the tape. So now that everything is separate, the way I remove the blade is to grab it on the left-hand side, holding this in my right hand, and I'm going to just simply twist and pivot this. Make sure that you have the blade guard in place. You simply twist pops apart. So there's your blade is off, your film is now off, and now your tape is off. And you're ready to reassemble that, use different products as you need. So the films that you can use are the drop-down films. The first one I want to talk about is going to be our advanced masking film. This is going to be the film that has the blueprinting on it. And the features and benefits of this tape, or excuse me, of this film are going to be, it has static clinging, and you can see that right here. So you can see how it's statically clinging to the wall. It's going to keep it from buffeting in the wind a little bit. It's going to make it a little bit more user-friendly for one person. But it has what we refer to as paint anchorage. We treat the outside of this film so the paint will stay adhered to the film. And why is that important? Because if you have a film that doesn't have paint anchorage treatment on it, it is going to be messy when you clean up. You may take that off and the paints could flake off. You may be doing a second coat on over the top of this. That pressure may actually blow the coating off. So this has paint anchorage, and these are going to be a couple of examples of what we refer to as paint anchorage. And you can see that white coating on there. That is the paint that is adhered to the film. If you don't have paint anchorage, and this is going to be a film that's going to be for single coat applications, maybe a priming coat, something like that, you can actually see that the paint is starting to flake off of that film. So again, that can create issues on the second coat, or maybe a little bit of cleanup issues. So static cling, paint anchorage, it's available in 24, 48, 72, and 99-inch drop downs. The next product is going to be our or is going to be our 3M hand masker contractor film. We refer to this as CP, or contractor's plastic. This is going to be available in 4-foot, 6-foot, and 9-foot lengths. And again, it's going to be a drop-down film, very, very similar to this. In fact, it's going to drop down just like this. You use this with the hand masker as well. But this is going to be a little bit more price conscious. This does not have the paint anchorage. So this is going to be for those single coat applications where somebody, a professional painter, or somebody is coming in and just priming the job site where they don't need the paint anchorage for multiple coats. So contractor's plastic, then our AMF. Another film that we have, another drop-down film we have, is we have what we call as our Painter's Plastic Plus. And this is going to be bulk poly or bulk plastic. And this has some of the features that this has are actually going to be, it contains, or it has the paint anchorage technology in it. So paint is going to stay adhered to it. It has static cling, and it's available in 9-foot and 12-foot widths, and it's 400 feet long. So what this product does is you unfold that, and you can put that up there, and you can just see how it's going to stay adhered to the wall here and stay up. So now you can be a one-person application versus somebody that's using 2 and 4 mil poly, has multiple people holding it up, or maybe you're trying to use your elbow and you're getting tape across there. So this is going to have all the features of our drop-down films, but it's going to be in bulk form. We also have what we refer to as masking plastic. This is a paper replacement. So this is not a drop-down film or a drop-down plastic. It's simply going to be 12 inches. And this is going to be in ideal situations around maybe the interior of a window or the inside of a window while you're on the glass. You don't need quite as much protection. A baseboard, maybe your countertop. But the advantage of this over a paper is that it's very, very conformable and drapey. It's strong because it's plastic. It's also going to have great soak through and bleed through resistance. So you can spill solvents and water and latex-based paints and all those oil-based paints, and that material's not going to soak through. But as I mentioned, it's very, very conformable, lets light through. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to wrap this wall sconce here. If you're using a paper, it's going to be very, very hard to get that paper up underneath here. Whereas because of the conformability of the masking plastic, this will go right around there and be very, very easy to get into that space. nice and around it, pull that out. And then what we would do is we would normally just put another piece of tape right over here. So one of the questions we do get around this is if I wrap up a light sconce or a fixture or something like that, is this going to burn? This is not going to burn as long as we're not using a halogen bulb or something like that. So very easy puncture resistance, soak through resistance, conformable, very, very durable product. The last product that I want to talk about, and is a little bit more maybe a little bit more homeowner or DIY friendly, but it's also a great product for the professional who maybe doesn't need the hand masker, the M3000 hand masker. This is what we refer to as our PreTape tape and plastic. This is going to be a product that already has married the tape to the drop-down film. In this case, we're using our Scotch Blue 2093 painter's tape, Sharpline painter's tape. And we've married it to a film that has paint anchorage. It's available in 24-inch drop downs as well as 48-inch drop downs. It has the dispenser. It's also available in the refills. But you simply use the dispenser, pull it off, and you would come over and you would just lay that down on the surface. Baseboards, trim, you can actually even use this for an application like this where you need a little bit more coverage. And this is just going to simply drop down. And away you go.